Good day, fellow Jersey nerds. Welcome to episode number 1 of Throwback Throwdown. We've taken this from the Jersey Nerds podcast and we've given it its own podcast. And that's what we have for you today. And of course, it's powered by HockeyJerseyConcepts.com. I'm your host, Ryan. Today on the Throwdown, we have 2 battles with the winners going against each other in the final. So our first semifinal will feature the Minnesota North Stars going up against the Minnesota Wild, and sticking geographically in the same region for the semifinal number 2, we have the old Winnipeg Jets going up against the new Winnipeg Jets. So that'll be quite interesting. And then, of course, the 2 winners will meet in the final, as I said. Now, we can't do Throwback Throwdown when it's just me. Of course, we need some co-hosts, and we have those today. We have Corey with us. What's going on, Corey? You excited for this Throwback Throwdown?
Definitely. I looked at what teams were going to be battling each other, and I'm definitely excited for it.
And we also have Sean. Sean, 2 versions of the Winnipeg Jets in this Throwback Throwdown. Is it going to be tough for you to choose?
Oh, I don't want to give anything away, but not in the slightest.
All right, so here we are. We're all ready. Teams are ready. Let's get at it. The first battle, semifinal number 1, we have the 1988 Minnesota North Stars green jersey going up against the 2017 Minnesota Wild Adidas green jersey. You'll be able to take a look at both these jerseys in the episode description attached with this podcast. So the Minnesota North Stars jersey, this is the green jersey. It has a white yoke, which has thin black and gold lines underneath it. And then on the hem and the arms, we have thicker white, black, and gold stripes. And then, of course, the classic North Stars crest on the front and the drop shadow number on the back. They wore this jersey for 3 or 4 seasons, 88 to 91. And this is going up against the Minnesota Wild's current Adidas jersey, current as of this podcast. This is a green jersey with a big, broad wheat stripe going across the chest. The arms is a broad wheat stripe with a top outline of red and then another outline of wheat. It's got the kind of wild bear head logo with the forest landscape on the front, and then the kind of Western style M as a shoulder patch. It's also got a 3-lace tie-down neck, which isn't really a tie-down because the strings don't dangle. It's just 3 laces going across the neck. So let's start with the 1988 Minnesota North Stars. Corey, we'll start with you with your review of that jersey.
It's all right. It's not my favorite North Stars jersey. I prefer the inaugural jerseys that they wear, but looking at them, I think black, it didn't make them look worse, but it didn't make them look better. I kind of felt like it was almost one of the situations where you're adding black for the sake of adding black to a uniform. I thought they were perfectly okay before that. Yeah, it's just an okay jersey. I do. It's tough to say. I'm not a super big fan of the North Stars logo. I think it tends to get a little bit overrated, but that's just my opinion.
All right, Sean, your thoughts on the North Stars green 88 jersey?
This is probably my favorite North Stars jersey in their history. In fact, you could argue my favorite jersey in the whole franchise's history. I think that it's classic late 80s, early 90s, big, bold colors, separated, lots of distinguishing colors between them, black, white, plus 2 other colors in there. I really liked the big stars on the side of the pants. And, I remember a lot of memorable players wearing this, Modano, Broughton. I think probably my favorite player to wear is Basil McRae, who I know you probably have a lot of fun memories of him breaking things in Toronto.
Oh, yeah. He always took his frustration out on the Zamboni. But you mentioned the pants on this uniform, and that is for me the bright spot here. It's got 3 giant stars running down each leg, and it's so unique to the North Stars, and I don't think you'll ever see something like that again. I don't know if it would even work on an everyday uniform, maybe an all-star uniform, but the green used here is fantastic. Loving the white shoulder yokes, the kind of, I guess you could say, Boston style stripes under those shoulder yokes is what really sets this jersey apart for me. I don't think it's better than the white version, but I still think all the colors work really well. I think it's dated, but dated in a good way. Like if the North Stars were still around, I don't think they'd be using this jersey, but for the time frame of when it was used, I think it's near perfect. 3-color collar, again, working with all those colors that work that are going on the jersey here. So I'm actually really high on this jersey, really like this jersey. But let's switch to the current Minnesota Wild jersey. This is the Adidas version. We'll say the 2017 version because that's when it came out. And Corey, we'll start with you with your review of this one.
So this jersey was actually the first Adidas jersey I personally bought. That's how much I liked it. It's just, I love their logo. There's so much intricate details. It's the shape of a bear. It's got the forest in the background. The mouth is like a river. It's got the North Star as an eye. And I think it takes aspects of their Stadium Series jersey and maybe made it more of an everyday look, where the Stadium Series had, the look of a jersey that would be used in a football stadium with the larger numbers and the larger striping. But that was probably my favorite Adidas jersey that they released. I think that they're as close as they've been in a few years to having a matching home and away set, which I think is a welcome addition. And I think the colors just look really good. The wheat colored stripe across the chest looks great. Doesn't go all the way around the jersey, which is a bit weird, but that's kind of grown on me.
Sean, Minnesota Wild review?
I look at this jersey and I think it's gorgeous, first of all. Let's get this out of the way. It's a drastic improvement over it was nice at the time, but overstayed its welcome and became dated red jersey. And while I own it, and I actually quite like it, the green jersey that they wore before I thought was drastically overrated. And again, I think that also overstayed its welcome. This jersey, I think, is a blending of everything Minnesota's gotten right in their design in the last little bit. I like the fact that it does actually match their gorgeous away jersey. I think everybody can agree that's probably one of the best white jerseys in the NHL. And you have this. I actually like that it's different from the away, because I just think that it really helps both jerseys stand out from each other. I think my only issue with it maybe is I'm still kind of getting around the fact that they're done with white on their dark jerseys, it seems like. And that looks a little weird, especially when the thing about your away jersey is it's so white, and I hate to use this word because a lot of people overuse it, but clean. But the green jersey it's like they take all that from the white jersey, and then the green jersey just its own thing, and it's a nice parallel. They're polar opposites, and it's almost like they're trying to sell you both of them. But you need one, because if you don't have both of them, you don't have the true Minnesota Wild experience.
Great point on that. The jersey by itself, fantastic looking jersey. Really like the blend of kind of a classic look, which is the colors, also working with the style of the jersey, and a very modern logo. I mean, this logo almost appears to be getting better with age, and it hasn't changed in the last 20 years since it came out. The use of the collar, where it's just the wheat trim, is fantastic. Not so hot on the lace neck, which is just 3 laces going across, and then kind of that red blotch there. But I do like the use of the M as the shoulder patch, and then, of course, the arm stripes, the kind of 3-stripe system there to somewhat tie into the road jersey. I like. Considering it as a set, though, it's like just put the pieces together and put together a matching set. It's almost like if you want it to be a matching set, it feels as if that chest stripe isn't necessary. So it's kind of flip-flopping my opinion on this jersey, but overall it's a really, really nice jersey. And I do not own an Adidas jersey as of yet, because I was waiting to try a size 60 jersey on, which I finally got the chance to do. And it's just after buying a Leafs jersey, I would want to buy this green jersey. So it's a very solid jersey. But we do have to pick a winner. So between the 88 North Stars jersey and the 2017 Adidas Minnesota Wild jersey, Corey, which one are you picking?
For me, it's the Wild jersey. If it was a different North Stars jersey, it might have been a little bit closer. But yeah, it's not even. I don't even have to think about it. It's for sure the Minnesota Wild.
Sean, who's your winner?
I'm going to give it to Minnesota as well. I do really like the North Stars jersey, but just looking at this jersey, the Wild jersey, I think of it as just like there is literally nothing I can do to improve this jersey without fundamentally changing it into something it's not, and that's something that's very hard to do. Accompanying that with the whole not matching thing, and I don't look at this and I see it as an alternate. I see it as its own unique thing. So bravo on that.
Yeah, this is a really tough choice for me. It's almost as if they're equal. I would consider them equal, but I guess because of the color green, I'm gonna take the Minnesota Wild. So Minnesota Wild with a clean sweep and move into the final, which is coming up after our next Throwback Throwdown here. And I put this one together just for Sean to see how he would react. But we have the Winnipeg Jets from their very first year in the NHL, 1979-80, going up against the new Winnipeg Jets in their very first year in the NHL, which was 2000. I want to get this right. 2010, 2011, 2012.
There you go.
So I was off by one there. So we have the 1979 Winnipeg Jets going up against the 2011 new Winnipeg Jets, and we're looking at both the blue jerseys. So let's look at the original Winnipeg Jets jerseys here. We have a blue jersey, white sleeves, white hem. Those sleeves and hem are outlined in a big red stripe, and we have the classic Winnipeg Jets logo on the front, the white version. We then kind of have a stout kind of looking block font here for the back and the sleeves, and then a very thin font for the name on the back of the jersey. We have a 3-color collar that goes red, white, and red. We're looking at the new Winnipeg Jets, and their jersey has not changed that much or at all from when they came in. So we're looking at the 2011 version. We got a navy blue jersey, 2 white stripes on both arms outlined in aviator blue. And then the hem stripe is a big white stripe, and that has a big aviator blue stripe on the bottom and a thin aviator blue stripe on top. This has the roundel logo based on the Air Force, but modified to have the True North indication on the top and the jet on the front. And then, of course, the kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, the badge type shoulder patch with the maple leaf and the word mark on it. We have navy laces, gray collar insert, and an aviator blue collar. So let's start off with Corey and your thoughts on the original 1979 blue Winnipeg Jets jersey.
I mean, it's no secret that it's a used design. It was originally used by the Rangers, and it was basically just slapped with a Winnipeg Jets logo on it, and they called it a day. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the jersey. I don't dislike it. I love the logo, and I love that they had the alternating colors on the home and away. I'm just not crazy about the blue jersey in this design. I don't like that the yoke extends all the way down to the arms. There's no striping in there to break it up at all. And I mean, it's again, it was an unoriginal design. It was something that was already used. So I think it lacks some creativity in that aspect.
All right, Sean, let's go to you for the original Jets review.
Okay, so these aren't the worst things in the world. They're just the worst jerseys the Jets ever wore. Why they felt the need to scrap their beautiful WHA jerseys, I don't know why. I get it. Edmonton kind of did it. Quebec changed theirs up a bit. The Whalers did a complete reband. I get it. You wanted to fit in. Why you had to do this, I don't know. The logo is decent enough. I mean, I don't like the inverted version as much as the proper version, by far. The striping is bland. For whatever reason, this is the version that's been in every NHL video game forever as the vintage Winnipeg Jets set, despite the fact that the set that they came out with in 1990 hasn't, I don't want to say it hasn't aged a bit, but it's aged like perfect wine. Well, this set has aged like bread.
Aged like bread, which does not age well.
No, it doesn't. And that's just it. There's nothing to this that I look at it and I go, cool. I look at it and I go, okay, the Jets wore this at one point. That's nice. I think of it the same way, like Toronto. Toronto had basically the same pattern.
Yeah.
And I don't see people clamoring for those jerseys, but then they rebranded in the early 90s, and those are well loved.
Yeah, I mean, I love the colors and the logo's fantastic. I kind of think the squat block font numbers have a little bit of charm to them, but that thin name on the back font just kind of looks like they didn't know what they were doing, so just throw whatever font the printer has on there. And I also don't think the 3-color collar is working here. I think it's just something that was done in the 80s, and so they did it. Excuse me, but a single color collar, and maybe it's just a recency bias because that's what I would do now. I think a single color collar would work here. So at the time, I guess it's a fine jersey, but as Sean has mentioned, it did not age well. Let's go to what sounds like it's going to be a more positive review, and the 2011 Winnipeg Jets Navy jersey from when they re-entered the league, moved from Atlanta. Corey, you start us off here.
Yeah, this one, I don't have a lot of bad things to say about it. It's just a really nice jersey, and the font is they've got a unique font, name and number font. The logo is, as much as it's simplistic, there's a lot of meaning in the logo, and the only thing I would say is that maybe if the logo had a little bit of the aviator blue, it's kind of a little nitpick on my behalf, is that there's a color that's featured on the jersey that's not featured on the logo, but it's not like that color makes the jersey look bad. It's still a fantastic jersey. The shoulder patches, they look great. I think they might look good on a jersey as a primary logo. I don't know, but yeah, there's just a lot of good things about this jersey, and yeah, I don't have much else to add.
Sean, what do you think of your current Winnipeg Jets?
Can I gush? I'm going to gush for a minute. Probably. Okay, when I saw these jerseys come out, it honestly kind of, you have to remember, think back to like 2010. All right, I was in the 8th grade, and this was pure edge. We're talking cookie cutter. And then not only is Winnipeg getting an NHL franchise, and I'm going to be a fan from day one, but they wheel these things out. And I've never seen anything done like this before. Double arm stripe with a long arm yoke. With a single stripe. double blue, but done in a way that doesn't feel like they're copying Pittsburgh. You got gray and red sprinkled in for good measure. Again, as Corey said, the unique font, the awesome shoulder patch, just really visually striking. Actually, behind me, I have probably the gem of my jersey collection is my 2011-12 Nick Antropov Winnipeg Jets inaugural season jersey. I know Ryan, being a Leafs fan, wonders why I get Nick Antropov in jersey. He scored not only the first preseason goal, but the first goal in the new Winnipeg Jets history. Watched both those games. Just these are jerseys that I identify with. I've seen for much of my life. I'm very happy with them, and I've never really looked at the Jets and said, you need to change these. I don't even think if they brought back the 90 to 96 ones, I'd be happier than I am with these ones. That's how good they are. They're consistently one of the best looking teams in the NHL. And when people think back to the best jerseys of the 2010s, this will be one of the first teams that gets brought up.
This is a really solid jersey. I think the colors look fantastic and the logos are exceptional. I like the rather unique font, but still very legible. I like the double white stripes on the arms. It's just something about the hem that doesn't feel like it all connects. It doesn't look absolutely horrible, but it just doesn't feel like it connects with the rest of the jersey. But at the same time, it doesn't take away from the whole entire jersey. It's just that little section there. So I don't know what could be done to fix that, or if it even needs fixing. But that's the one thing that for me detracts from the jersey. I really like that instead of just going with a solid aviator blue collar, they went with one with a trim. It's not even I don't even think it's a 50-50 collar. It's more like a 30-70 collar, 40-60 collar kind of, where most of it is navy and then a bit of it is the aviator blue. But overall, a really solid jersey. I think we can see where this throwback throwdown's going. So, Corey, who do you got?
I've got the current Jets.
Sean, same for you?
Same for me.
All right, and that's a clean sweep on both of the semifinals. So that means in the finals, we have the 2017 Adidas Minnesota Wild green jersey going up against the 2011 Reebok Edge new Winnipeg Jets jersey. And that is our final battle here. We've done the review of both jerseys, but now it's time to choose your winner and explain why you're choosing one over the other. So, Corey, lead us off here. Who's going to win this one for you?
Sean's probably not going to like this, but if we're reviewing the first round of the playoffs last year, it's a different result because I'm picking Minnesota here. It's just the colors work so well, and the logo is, I mean, it's almost like picking between children for me because I have both of those jerseys in my collection, but the Minnesota ones, the contrast with the colors, I think really makes it stand out. And the Jets one, and it could just be that the Minnesota one is newer than the Jets one. But yeah, I have to go with the Wild. It's just it just stands out just slightly more than the Jets.
All right, Sean, who do you have here, Winnipeg or Minnesota?
I'm going to play Homer. I'm picking Winnipeg, and it's an honest Homer pick. I'm not just picking because I like the team. As Corey said, it really is picking between children here. The entire Central Division is a gorgeous division in hockey. Let's be very clear here. There is not one jersey under a 7, in my opinion, in that division. So this is a very tough pick. Winnipeg wins it for me, maybe just because I tend to like blue jerseys more than I do green. But overall, honestly, Aviator and Midnight Blue are so gorgeous together. And what you said about the hem, you're correct, but it's that extra thickness of Aviator Blue that I always look at, and I always like the look of it. So I got to give it to my boys in blue.
All right, so we got one for Minnesota. We got one for Winnipeg. And I guess now it falls on me to decide the winner here. Looking at Minnesota's jerseys, the colors are fantastic, but the same could be said for Winnipeg's jerseys. Looking at the construction, the layout of the stripes, Minnesota It's fantastic. Again, I would like to see one or two small changes. But again, the same could be said for Winnipeg's jerseys. As you guys have alluded to, this is a really tough choice. Both jerseys are absolutely fantastic. When I look at the two side by side, and if I had enough money to only buy one, my gut instinct tells me to go with the Minnesota Wild jersey. So they will be winning this Throwback Throwdown by a score of 2-1, but it's only a narrow victory because both of these jerseys are excellent jerseys. But this is the part where the listeners can help us out here. We'd love to hear who you choose as your winner. You can let us know on Twitter at HockeyJC, or you can email us your winner, podcast@hockeyjerseyconcepts.com. If you're going to leave your winner on Twitter, make sure to tag us or use the hashtag HJCThrowdown. And then if we get enough people letting us know who they would choose in this battle, we'll reveal the results next week, because this is a very, very close battle, and it would definitely be interesting to see where everyone ends up and if we'd have a different result if we left it up to the listeners. So the Minnesota Wild 2017 Adidas green jersey comes away with the win on episode 1 of Throwback Throwdown here. Don't forget, throughout the week, you can catch all of our podcasts. Tuesday is the Jersey Nerds podcast. Thursday is Fake or Authentic. And then, of course, every Saturday, you can get this, the Throwback Throwdown. Going on hockeyjerseyconcepts.com right now. Until January 11th, you can submit your entry for the Washington Capitals redesign. And, of course, we have the Concept of the Week December vote going up on the side of the blog. And that will run until Friday, January 11th as well. So be sure to like, share, download, subscribe to all of our HJC podcasts. And we want to hear who your winner was. Let us know on Twitter or by emailing us. And we'll reveal those results next week. So again, thank you for listening. Goodbye, everybody.